According to Data Reportal's Global Digital 2024 report, the average person spends 2 hours and 23 minutes per day on social media alone. That's more than 36 full days a year spent scrolling. 36 days. But here's where it gets more personal. A study published in the journal Computers in Human Behavior found that when one partner uses their phone during couple time, it significantly predicts lower relationship satisfaction and higher levels of conflict. And according to the Pew Research Center, nearly 1 in 4 adults in committed relationships say their partner is distracted by their phone when they're together. Among adults under 30, that number jumps to 42%. Let that sink in. Almost half of young couples feel their partner's phone competes with them. And here's the most uncomfortable part. Most of us think we're the exception. We think it's harmless. We think it's just 5 minutes. We think it doesn't affect intimacy, but intimacy doesn't disappear in one dramatic moment. It erodes in small, repeated choices, like choosing a glowing screen over eye contact before sleep. There's a word for ignoring the person right next to you in favor of your phone. Phubbing, a blend of phone and snubbing. Psychologists have found when a partner's attention is diverted to a phone, it can create a deep sense of emotional neglect and reduce intimacy over time. People who feel phubbed often report feeling less loved, less respected, and less connected, even when the phone isn't doing anything bad on screen. This isn't about needing to be interesting every second. It's about being present. Phones break that presence, one notification at a time. So let me ask you something simple. Is the last thing you see before falling asleep a glowing screen or your partner's eyes? Because somewhere along the way, the bedroom stopped being a sanctuary, and quietly, without a fight, without a crisis, we let digital distraction drift between us like a silent wedge. Today, we're drawing a line. We're reclaiming that sacred space, and we're talking about how to set real, healthy phone boundaries that protect your intimacy, not punish your freedom. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. When your partner repeatedly turns toward a screen instead of you, your nervous system registers something subtle but powerful: rejection. Research in Computers in Human Behavior showed that people who felt phubbed reported lower relationship satisfaction, increased conflict, reduced feelings of closeness. It's not about jealousy of the phone, it's about emotional attunement. Intimacy isn't built during vacations or anniversaries, it's built in the ordinary Tuesday nights. And that's exactly where we're losing it. The bedroom used to signal safety, vulnerability, conversation, touch, slowing down. Now it often signals blue light, infinite scroll, emotional withdrawal. And here's something practical. Blue light exposure before bed suppresses melatonin and disrupts sleep cycles. Harvard Medical School research. So, not only are we disconnecting emotionally, we're exhausting ourselves physically. That combination? Terrible for intimacy. If we're honest, sometimes we scroll because it's easier than connection. Connection requires vulnerability, energy, emotional availability. Scrolling requires nothing, but what costs nothing often gives nothing. If your relationship matters, your attention has to reflect that. Love is not just what you feel, it's what you prioritize. Here are some practical boundaries that actually work. 1. Set a phone curfew. Pick a time, maybe 30 to 60 minutes before bed, when both phones leave the bedroom, not one person sacrificing both. 2. Establish digital free zones. Dinner table, bedroom, date nights. Make these spaces sacred. 3. Replace the scroll with a ritual. Instead of scrolling, ask one meaningful question. Share one highlight and one struggle from your day. Sit in silence and just hold each other. It feels simple because it is. But simple is not the same as easy. 4. Silence. Non-essential notifications. Most notifications are not urgent. They just feel urgent. You are allowed to choose presence over ping. So, tonight, when you go to bed, notice what you reach for. If it's the phone, pause. Turn toward your partner instead. Look at them. Really look. Because years from now, you won't remember the reel you watched before sleep, but you will remember whether you felt close or alone, lying next to the person you love.